Okay, in this short video, I want to look at two more methods of two more practices. A person who is intent on investing money on an online discount online broker site, and so setting up a cash account and you know figuring out ways to buy and sell profitably. Now, so far we've looked at only the long view of things in the sense of buy low, sell high. Okay, so you're waiting for the stock to rise, so you're selling long. Selling short can be a method. It depends on what sort of account you are willing to open, and it depends on the amount of money you are willing to invest. But you can sell short. So we'll have that also be a method we look at, perhaps at this point, method number 4, because I have method 2 and 3 up here, or practice 2 and 3. Practice number 2, we can say, is the hot stock pick. And what you would do here, okay, is you would basically say, well, I'm going to check the news. I'm going to check the news early a certain morning. I'm going to see the financial sections, and I'm just going to see what stock made the news that day that was not in the news the day before. So this is a new stock now in the news, okay? And if you check it early, and you get in early, the idea is, if it's good news, the stock price is going to rise for a little bit. And so it's going to involve, again, getting a tip from the media. But remember that everyone's getting this tip. So, something like USA Today would do this. The USA Today does this. It has the financials, and it would pick its hot stocks. I'm not sure if they call it that, but they will use the terminology like this stock is on the move, or spiking. Here's some spiking companies or something like that. All right, and they're going to highlight it. And if they do that, and they haven't done it before, all of a sudden all their readership is realizing, woof, this might be a good stock, and they run in and they buy it. Okay, but the thing is, you need to know. You got to. Okay, well, let's just continue with you see, Warren Buffett will do this too. I'm thinking of people in the news that, when people find out that they have bought stock in something, they also go. So it's a piggy bank sort of thing. But they find out from the news. So, I think just recently Warren Buffett bought stock in something, and then the stock rose for the day. It just like up to 8%, because people, he's buying up piggybacking. Okay, so that's a method too. That's actually the name, piggybacking. But I'm going to say, let's just jump into the hot stock, because the way the middle class American is going to find out about this is that it makes the news. So, and this person whatever makes it into the newspaper or the websites, it's already late. Okay, people on the Wall Street already know it. It's the masses that are getting it for the first time through the media. The people on the street usually don't get it for the first time through the media. Okay, so now I'm not talking about insider trading. They just, companies make a decision, or they do something, and there's a day or two, sometimes, usually, before it makes the media. So the street's going to know about it just by their connections, just by the calls they're making. So the idea behind the hot stock is that for the you get the news from the media, the stock's up now, so people say, okay, let's go buy it. But the thing is, you're already late. Okay, now you still might be able to get in there and have the stock rise on you for a little bit, but stocks will do this. They have a core line, which you might want to consider being their true value, and it's in a graph. Okay, in a graph, it's the line that averages out the serration. Now, you know what? I'm going to give you another video that just explains what I just said. But for the hot stock, you're going to get a bump up. Okay. Well, let me just go ahead and do it off to the side here. See if you can see this. Okay. So let's say the graph is doing this sort of thing. Now, when I say the true line that cancels out the serration are the ups and downs that looks like a saw blade. Okay, the true line that cancels out the serration is something like this. Okay, it cancels out the tops and the bottoms. That is the thing that you really need to operate on. Concerning where is this thing going to be? Where can I, I could be relatively sure it's going to be on this line for a couple days. All right. Now, if it's hot, you're late already. So it's already like right here. And the way you make money on this is to buy it right there, but it has to go up a little bit more. Okay. I guarantee you it's already right there, because no one's going to say that, if it's right here, oh, it's a hot stock. No, it's not. It's got to be, in fact, it's got to be something like that. It's got to be on an abnormal serration up. So really, you buy right here, and then it goes up a little bit. And you know what? So there was something if you watch this, okay, and if you try to track this, very few of the news in the media, it's not always the case. I should say it that way. It's not always the case, and it's like 50-50, if that the news portends or bespeaks a genuine material improvement to the stock, the company itself, the company's operations, whatnot. Okay. So what often happens is that it stays up for a little bit, and then it starts, and then it goes a little bit, and then it comes back to this line. Okay. So if you don't know when to sell, what I'm saying is, if you don't know when to sell, you may as well not even bother with this, because you'll sell. You don't want to sell right here. You'll always lose, and you got to be careful, because you bought high. So I mean, it's gonna be back to its normal spot for a long time. All right. So if you let it get below here, look at the line back here. See, it didn't. See that line? Okay, so if you let it get back into that groove, you're not going to make a profit. You're going to lose if you let it get back in there. So in fact, you're always going to lose if you let it get past this. So you need to know when to sell. Okay, and are you too late? Are you able to handle the time to sell? Because a lot of people, I'm not saying a lot, I'm just saying, the temptation when you see it go up is like, whoa, let's just let it go up some more. And then when it starts falling back, it's like, well, it's serration, it's going to pop back up again. Okay, so I can't expect a continual rise. There's going to be a small little dip again, and then it's going to go back up. And I remember, but now the news is like 2 days old, 3 days old, and the market doesn't care anymore. They bought and they sold. Here's something you should know about, as far as I can tell. All right, the brokers on Wall Street, they rarely hold something for a long time, because that destroys their liquidity. In other words, they need to be able to get the power to trade back again, which is going to be get your portfolio values back, get the cash back more. Now they're not really dealing in cash, but when you hold stock, you can't trade in anything else but that stock. So what you want to do is you want to sell it to get back the money to go find the other the hot stuff for the next day or whatnot. So typically, a professional broker's trade reporting sheet at the end of the year is going to have a ton of trading. It's not like they just buy 2 or 3 stocks and they just wait. Now sometimes they have to, because they misjudged by a month or two, or sometimes even a year, when the stock is going to do what they think it's going to do. But they're doing much more with their money than just buying in one stock. Okay, so they're buying in a lot of stocks, and they're trading them frequently. So if you're competing against other brokers that are going to do some of this hot stock stuff, they're going to sell when they don't have any commitment. All right, to the stock as an emotional thing. They're just looking at this thing as a way to make money, and just a little bit of money. So they will sell. They'll know when to sell for the most part, and when they start selling, it drives the price back down. And you gotta be on top of that, or you get trapped into holding it. Okay, so you can't form an emotional commitment to a hot stock, and you can't expect it to be like this huge mileage thing. You're talking about minimal increase. Okay, so this brings me to the next question, and that's right here. Q QPT, okay? Um, the quantity profitability threshold. Quantity profitability threshold. Okay. Now, I think I need to come back to number 2 in another video because this one's already carrying on and I don't want these to get too long. So we'll come back and discuss QTP in the next video.